Sawubona Ginny.
Njani?
Ngiyaphila unjani?
That's all I got.
That's what you got.
That's all I got. Sorry.
Nda. I didn't hear that. Nda. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Collen Mashawana. I'm the COO of the Collen Mashawana Foundation.
My name is Ginny Hart, and I'm here from the United States as the stakeholder manager of the most amazing foundation I've ever been a part of.
Do you mean United States of Africa?
The United States of America.
Wow, the Collen Mashawana Foundation employ people from America. Ladies and gentlemen, can you please give Ginny a round of applause?
Thank you. I'm excited. Collen Mashawana Foundation is going international this year. What an amazing, amazing thing for us to be a part of as we take on international. And speaking of that, Mr. Mashawana, you're looking very nice tonight.
Thanks to my wife.
Yes. I got the message that I was supposed to say you were the best looking of the Mashawana brothers. Was that right? Is that what you sent to me?
I don't know about that, but before we get there, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you this evening. I would like to greet the president, former president, Mr. Ian Khama, and his delegate from Botswana. Say we are welcome. I would also like to extend my greeting to the delegate that was sent by His Majesty King Misuzulu Gazwelithini Zulu, Prince Ayo, Prince Bambindlovu, Prince Mangaye, and I would also like to greet and welcome the Vendor King, Botobera Gore, Mpapul Nda Arube. I would also like to welcome also the ministers, Minister of Social Development, the forever vibrant minister, Queen Ekotin, Miss Lindiwe Zulu. And I would also like to welcome the CIC, Mr. Silo Julius Malema. You're welcome, sir. The MECs in the house. And I also like to welcome the Honorable M.E. Mabalane, Mr. Silo Hatang from the Nelson Mandela Foundation. And I would also like to welcome everyone in the house, all protocol observed.
Yes, we're so glad to have all of you here. What a privilege tonight to have you as a part of our 10-year anniversary. Every person in the room, we want to acknowledge you and let you know that we are blessed and we feel honored to have them here as a part of this great event. Why don't you give yourself a hand for being here tonight? You know, Austin, I've thought of so many amazing stories about the foundation and how it got started.
Yes.
Its original roots that actually started in Venda. Many, many, many years ago, when a young man named Collen used to give away his sandwiches after school to kids that didn't have any food. And so at the very core of how the foundation started was giving.
True.
It was a giving heart that God put into one individual that has now become many hearts that have a desire to give.
No, you're very right there, Ginny. So I'm here today, ladies and gentlemen, to give you a brief about the Collen Mashawana Foundation, on how it started and where is it going. So I'm not going to take much of your time. I'm just going to go straight to the point. So Collen Mashawana Foundation was formed in 2012 with the aim of assisting those who are disadvantaged in South Africa. So how we started the foundation, we used to actually go and collect clothes from friends and family, and also we'll buy bread. We'll take our young ones on a Sunday afternoon, and then we'll drive down to Hillbrow downtown, where in a place called Jubet Park. That's where a lot of homeless people stay. And then we'll then call upon them to get together And then we'll hand out those old clothes that we've collected from their friends and family, and we'll also give them food. We then went to a stage whereby we used to provide the medical assistance to those we've met. We captured them on the database. We knew them by name, IDs, and cell numbers, and also the background of those people. So we then, at the later stage, provided guys that will come and motivate those guys. And then when we got there, we only find out that those guys are very skillful, in a point whereby in 2016, Collen Mashawana Foundation partnered with AfriBiz Invest, that is led by himself, which is the president, Collen Mashawana Foundation, and the executive director, Mr. Sisin Mashawana and Ms. Pongo Pule. We then decided to launch what we call a house appeal for those who live in urban and rural areas who do not have access to proper shelter. Up to so far, the foundation has managed to build over 270 houses nationally. Each and every...
Yeah.
The foundation has the national footprints, ladies and gentlemen. In all 9 provinces of South Africa, we've got an ambassador that is representing the Collen Mashawana Foundation. Isn't that nice? Can you give myself a round of applause now? Please give me a round of applause. I'm proud to say these guys that we have actually selected from each and every province, they are doing the work that you see and the work that you're going to see today in this screen.
Yes. You know, no foundation is at its best without volunteers.
Sure.
And without people joining together, without businesses, communities, wherever you are coming together. So we are so thankful for our ambassadors who are in every province representing you, representing the foundation,
Sure.
and all of us.
Thank you very much, Ginny. So in addition to that, in this project of Hillbro, there was called Sisonke Project. Collen Mashawana Foundation, together with AfriBiz Invest, managed to identify over 20 guys from that Sisonke project. Those guys were placed to work at AfriBiz Invest as bricklayers, electricians, and also plumbers. If I may say today that some of those guys are amongst us today here to celebrate this beautiful 10th anniversary for the Collen Mashawana Foundation.
You know, I think it takes, one of the things that we've learned throughout the history of the foundation is that it takes everybody doing something right where they are.
Sure.
That none of us are an island. None of us can accomplish everything by ourselves. So we feel such gratitude tonight for all of you in the room that have joined with us and are helping make the Collen Mashawana Foundation what it is today. It takes so many people. It takes all of you joining with us. So we want to say thank you.
The Collen Mashawana Foundation strictly focuses on 3 pillars, which is child-headed family, people that live with disability, as well as the abogogo nabomkhulu. We have adopted over 20 child centers, schools that we have adopted nationally, as well as the old age homes. If I mention few, we've got homes in Alexandra, homes in Soweto that we are looking after. Every month we go and make sure that those homes are well taken care of. We've got schools that we have adopted in Venda and also in Guyana that we provide uniform. We make sure that they've got access to computers and all this and everything that the school might need.
You know, I think one of the amazing things is that even during one of the most difficult experiences that we've all been through,
Sure.
the COVID pandemic,
Definitely.
that the foundation was still out there on a weekly basis serving, just like many of you. And so I think one of the things that we took away from that was we can never let circumstances stop us from doing what we've been put here to do. Each one of you in this room have purpose. Each one of you in this room have a reason that God set you here. And I think the example that the foundation put forth during COVID to continue to fulfill purpose was so important.
Indeed, Ginny. Over the period of hard lockdown, the Collen Mashawana Foundation managed to put a smile over 12,000 people nationally by providing what a lot of you will call food parcels. But Tina, at Collen Mashawana Foundation, we call them grocery because it's full of a lot of essentials that you and me can use in our house for the period of a month. So can you please give the Collen Mashawana Foundation a round of applause? We then, in 2021, the Collen Mashawana Foundation launched what we call Madi Ashu. That's a name in Venda. That simply means amanzi, way to our water. We have launched...
Can I try and say that?
What do you want to say?
Madiaju.
Madiashu, I'm giving it to you. Yes. So we have launched what we call Madiashu, which is a water project that will assist those who live in the rural areas. So what we do is we provide them with clean water and make sure that they've got containers. So we have launched what we call CMF wheelbarrow containers. That is 100 liters. Back in the days, I grew up in the rural areas. Back in the days when our old ladies used to go and fetch water from the river, they used to carry the 25 liter on their head. As they walk on the gravel road, the water keeps on spilling. When they get home, they're at home with 15 liters. But with this Madiashu program, the Collen Mashawana Foundation gave Abogogo a wheelbarrow that will use nice and simple.
That's such an amazing thing to think about. I can tell you that coming from America, that this was such a strange thing for me to see, to experience. But when I saw the excitement and the joy on the faces of the Gogos, who were now able to get water back to their families easily, sure. It was such an incredible experience.
No, indeed, Linda. So, in closing, I would like to thank our partners, social development that is led by Minister Zulu. Thank you very much for trusting us to make sure that we deliver what the Collen Mashawana want to deliver. I would like to thank the Afribees Invest for making sure that they fund us all the time whenever we need help. And then I would also like to thank all the partners and also thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for honoring the invite this evening. Have a lovely day. Have a lovely evening. Thank you.
Thank you.